on an amazing, inspiring evening, and I'm so thrilled to be here at Trevor, and I love coming to this event every year. And now, bonus, I get to talk about my friend, the recipient of tonight's Champion Award, Cybill Shepherd. You know, one of the fun things about the phenomenon that is Cybill Shepherd is that because of her long and varied career, you can pretty much tell a person's age by the context in which they refer to her. Oh, she's the gorgeous young blonde who lit up the black and white screen in that Last Picture show. Okay, boomers. For the Gen Xers, why, she's the model turned detective who had all that sassy back and forth with Bruce Willis while sporting mammoth shoulder pads in Moonlighting. And for our millennials, you know her as the hot new university vice chancellor on the L Word, right? Who has a sexual awakening a bit later in life when the brilliant attorney and roguishly handsome Joyce Wishnia breaks her lesbian cherry. Now, regardless of where or when you discovered the magic of Cybill Shepherd, you know all about her talent, her beauty, and her sense of humor. Now, if you think that's why we're honoring her tonight, or that just because she played a lesbian on television, you would be wrong and sadly misinformed. Cybill is being honored tonight because for decades, she has been a vocal advocate for LGBTQ rights and full equality. She was one of our first Hollywood champions, ladies and gentlemen, for acceptance and inclusion. And this is way before she and I ever made out on screen. And back then, that took courage, and it put her at great risk, especially in terms of her own standing in Hollywood. And she did it anyway. The lady persisted because it was the right thing to do. And here are just a few examples. In 1993, the video To Support and Defend was created to fight the banning of gays and lesbians in the military and sent to all the members of the House and the Senate on VHS, I'm sure. And what was the first thing that they saw when they hit play? Cybill Shepherd's gorgeous face introducing the piece. In 2000, when she appeared on Larry King Live and was asked about her position on gay marriage, and this is in 2000, she stated unequivocally, "I think to infringe on anybody's civil rights is a crime, and I absolutely believe they should have the right to marry." And back in 2000. And then she said, "I think it's none of the government's business, frankly." Well, frankly, Cybill, I agree with you, and I'm glad that the government finally caught up with us. And just a side note, ladies and gentlemen, this past week, and you already know this if you read the New York Times this morning, Cybill Shepherd celebrated the marriage of her daughter, Ariel, to her new wife, Eliza. Congratulations, girls. When Don't Ask, Don't Tell reared its ugly head, Cybill once again spoke out against discrimination, supporting organizations like OutServe, SLDN, a nonprofit that supports LGBTQ folk in the military and in the veteran community. This lady marched on Washington for our rights, and way before it was the popular thing to do. For years, Cybill Shepherd has been boldly, fearlessly, and loudly making the case that everyone deserves acceptance, no matter who they love. She is a genuine talk walker, because as Lin-Manuel Miranda says, and as our Cybill believes, love is love is love is love is love is love is love. And it is my profound pleasure to present the Champion Award to my friend, Cybill Shepherd.
I will get up again. Get up again.
very happy to be the mother of 3 children and the grandmother of 2 lovely children. And receiving this award is, well, it's an honor made more special by the fact that it was presented by you, Jane. I got to kiss you again. So let's go. Okay. You can move the player up, whatever I'm supposed to say. Doing the L word, I have to tell you, I auditioned for the very beginning of it, and they turned me down because they thought about going a different way. Yes, they cast Pam Grier.
Oh, that role.
That role, yeah, okay, but that's okay, because I love Pam Grier. But keep going up, keep going up.
Thank me.
Oh, wait.
Blowing through. That's all right.
Okay, I kissed her more than I was supposed to. Don't tell anybody. Thank you, Jane. I'll take the award.
Oh, sure, baby.
I'll take the Okay, so today is a very special day, and it was thrilling to me to see in the New York Times a beautiful full-page, well, it was an announcement of Eliza and Ariel's wedding. And I have to tell you that I'm such a sap. I cry at everything. So thank God for the rabbi, who, by the way, was a lady. And so she had these tissues so I could make it through it. And my little granddaughter, Wells, didn't quite get the concept of the flower girl part. I said, just throw them there. Just throw them on the floor right there by where they're going to get married. But Elijah did really well, my grandson. He brought the ring. Okay, now you can go up some more. Let's see. Throughout my career, there's been... Oh, there. Okay, why am I so deeply committed to this cause? Okay. I have a story to tell you about a woman named Gladys Terry Shepherd. She was my older sister, and it was spare the rod, spoil the child household, which is not uncommon back then. And but it was terrifying to me to be wondering while my father was beating the shit out of Terry if I would be next. I was next. But so I'd like to tell you something about what it was like to be my sister and to be lesbian at that time. I was born in 1950 in Memphis, okay? So that kind of puts it in perspective. It was not safe. And, but I will say that my sister lived the life she wanted to live. She loved women, and she had great women involved in her life, and I thank God every time I think about the chance that my sister... Now, when I did lead the March on Washington, they were a little surprised that I said, well, I have to carry the banner. And they said, well, why? I said, well, would Martin Luther King have refused to march with me because of the color of my skin? Because I felt that this was an issue that affects all of us very deeply. And so my sister did not feel safe for me to talk about that in the event of my great honor of leading that march in Washington. But she did live the life she wanted to live. And that's why this is so important. No, my sister did not have the support that these young people will be getting from this wonderful, wonderful organization. And so I want to thank everyone here tonight because We all have in our lives people that we would have liked to have saved. My sister lived the life she wanted to live, but she did not feel free to live it openly. And so, in honor of my sister, I'm sorry, Mrs. Gladys Terry Shepherd, I thank you from the bottom of my heart to be here tonight and to know that though she is no longer with us, that she lived her life. She had to live in secret, but she lived the life she wanted to live. So I just want to say something else about my children. Ariel, I didn't expect to have twins, okay? This was kind of a shock. It turns out when you have a boy and a girl, it means you've gotten it through your mother line somewhere up around over there. So my maternal grandmother's sister had twin fraternal boys, so I ended up with, well, it turns out that Ariel was a very pushy broad right from the beginning. She pushed Zach right out of the way. And he went sideways, and I'm going, oh my God, Zach. I still feel it to this day. I'll be sitting on the couch. Oh, God, Zach. That's where that foot went. But so I am thrilled to have been at that wedding. It was, I don't know, I think that my sister might have married. You know, it's interesting how we can come to take these things for granted and not realize that the freedom to marry who you love is relatively still new. And we're going to have to, it's going to work out okay, because Pete Buttigieg is in the election, okay? Okay, am I being too political? Because, okay, because I love him, all right? And I want him to be president. Okay, so I wasn't supposed to say that, but I said it anyway. So, no, I'm not supposed to be political, but I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. So I turned into James Brown all of a sudden. Does anybody remember James Brown? So, my darling Clementine is going to be in the new L Word. She's not here tonight because she had to babysit because Catherine Wilcox is here. And Catherine Wilcox is the other grandma. So Clementine was going, thanks, Mom. You're taking Grandma to the event. We don't have a babysitter. Anyway, it does say exit now. I take it that I've said enough. I love you. I love you all. And thank you. Thank you. I just, as Bruce Willis once said in Moonlighting, never shave.